Well, howdy there, pilgrims. It's Thursday night, and here's our new Alpha Stream series called Trailing Off. It's going to be an educational breakdown of the Oregon Trail series, y'all know. And I'm sure y'all expecting to see Wit here tonight. Well, guess what? She ain't here tonight, but I do have over here our resident Jesus cowboy, Silver Recluse.
Hi-ho, Silver Recluse.
And if you think I'm going to carry on that fucking accent all night, you are sorely mistaken.
I don't know. I mean, it was working for me. I don't know.
I can't carry that all night. If it were my Duke accent, maybe another story. But this ain't the place for him just yet. So, here's what we're going to do. We are going to go from the beginning of the Oregon Trail series history and right on up. We're going to detail exactly how these are set up, what educational value they really carry, and most importantly, can we make it to fucking Oregon at all? So, the first error we're going to touch on is the very, very original, the mainframe text version. On the left side here, I have that version set up, and on the right side, I have the 1980 remake for Mech Elementary Volume 6. We fire them both up at the same time here. There's a 1, there's a 2.
Man, computer languages have gone so far. They've changed so much in my lifetime. I'm just looking at the source code for the mainframe version, and code that exists as a straight line that you travel down is just an insane concept to me. And this is the first language I ever learned to program in.
That's perfect. So you understand exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't programmed in it in over 25 years.
But I mean, it's
I was
enough
probably
that it'll
around
jog you.
8 years old when I programmed in BASIC. But, you know, it's so strange knowing what I know now about languages, and knowing in the 10 years since I last programmed how languages have changed again and moved away from object-oriented programming to a different style entirely, that this is just such an ancient relic of conceptualizing code.
Indeed. And with that, I have a copy of that source code up myself. And I'm going to be going down it and explaining certain things as we go here. But first things first, let's fire them up. Starting over here on the source version on the left side. First things first. The only way you don't get the instructions is if you say N. Say literally anything else, including the word no. At least as far as I'm reading this code, you'll get the instructions. Oh, I misread it already. Oh, never mind. I see they did some tweaking from the original code. They went yes and no instead of YN. So let's try that again so that we actually do get the instructions. In the meantime, I will run the instruction sequence over here on the... Well, no, I won't. Okay, this time we'll just say enter. There we go.
This is funny.
Find something interesting, have you?
Yes. I've never played this version. So this is all new to me.
Ah, I see.
But the way that how it handles death and dying is amusing to me.
Oh, just looking through the the source.
Yeah, the way it will.
It's pretty great, isn't it?
Yeah, how it will nickel and dime you.
Yep. So here's the deal. You start out with $900. You automatically spend $200 on your wagon. And you can spend $200 to $300 on your oxen team. The more you spend, the more miles you get for each period that passes in the game. That'll make more sense when we get there. So basically you want to spend more money if you want to get longer strides is the best way I can describe it. Food. You can eat poorly, moderately, or well. Obviously, eating more drains your food supply more, but it decreases the chance that you get sick and have to use miscellaneous supplies. So if you get tagged for any kind of illness or injury, that gets drained. And if you get injured while that hits 0, you're fucked. If you have no food as of the execution of any given stride, you're fucked. Ammunition. Necessary to hunt, of course. And something pretty much unique to this version of the game, shooting off bandits. And clothing, yeah, you need enough clothing, otherwise your health stands to suffer, which amounts to getting sick and losing supplies, if that event gets tagged. That's pretty much the basics of it. Now, as is typical of any Oregon Trail game, the later you buy your food in it, like the later your fort, the more money it'll cost.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty standard fare for it. Now, in contrast, here is the intro sequence for 1980. So there's the same set of instructions. Now the hunting is a little bit different in this version too. This one is more graphical. As opposed to typing out a word as quickly as you can, you got to time your shots. So there it gets closer to what most people are familiar with.
Hmm.
And they'll ask you how good a shot you are. For our purposes, we have nothing to gain by picking anything except the easiest difficulty, so we're going to say shaky knees. Give us the most shots we can get. Basically, you don't want to do ace marksman or good shot unless you've got a real good relationship with RN Jesus. That will also be explained as we get there. So now, for Team 1975, let's see how we want to spend our money. How much for an oxen team? Knowing again that more spent means longer strides, more miles in a turn.
Are you asking me for a numerical number?
I am asking you for a numerical number. Somewhere from
Well,
200 to
the
300.
obvious answer is 200.
200?
69.
200. Oh, I see. It's going to be that kind of family-based educational show, right?
Listen, Alpha.
Yeah.
Ask the advice of an expert, and this is a precision machine we're working on here.
You still
When
have...
you look at this, you see blonde, redhead, brunette, but I just see code.
I also see food. How much food? We have $431 left. And I don't believe there's an upper limit here.
It doesn't look like they've separated food out into perishable and non-perishable.
Not yet. That's a later
So
module.
I'm going to assume that we should spend a very minimal amount on food.
How minimal?
Let's go with like 10.
10? Allow me to put this in perspective for you. Each dollar represents a single unit of food. Eating
All right. So then
eating
5.
moderately costs you 18 units of food.
Oh,
Just
I
to
see.
put that
All
in
right.
some kind of
All right.
perspective.
All right. So 18.
18.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That leaves 413 up to ammunition is our next one.
How do
$1.
medicine and supplies get consumed?
What's that? How do medicine and supplies get consumed?
Yeah, I need to go back over to that
Random
portion
events.
of the code.
Random events.
Well, yeah, but all right.
Well, it'll tell you in between turns that somebody got sick or somebody broke something or supplies needed to fix wagon. That's all lumped into a single category, and it costs you some small arbitrary number of units.
Yeah, I'm looking at the shooting and illness subroutines right now just to see if I can. All right, so it looks like you use 10 units of medical supply for major illness, 5 for bad illness, and 5 or 2 for mild illness. So how much is medicine a 1-to-1
Medicine is
dollar amount? Yeah,
medicine is 1-to-1. Clothing is 1-to-1. Ammo is $1 to 50 bullets.
So let's say if we're gonna, how much money do we have left?
413.
13. 413?
413, yes. And this is to cover ammo, clothing, and supplies.
Oh, clothing is also here.
Yes. And
I haven't
supplies
gotten
go
to the
last.
clothing portion yet.
Yeah, the order you see on the right side here is the same order of stuff we buy over here.
All right, and we're currently looking at bullets.
Yes. So the question here is how many bullets per shot fired?
Let's go with 213 ammunition.
213. 200 remaining.
Let's go with 90 for clothing.
Oops. And 110. How much do we want to move on supplies?
I assume at some point we're going to have to pay for a ferry or we're going to lose someone to RNG drownings. But I'm going to, so...
I mean, like with any good Oregon Trail game.
Indeed, but we'll fail to cross that bridge when we get to it. So I'm going to say 110 on miscellaneous supplies.
Okay. And we is fucking broke. Now,
well, we're rich in love, Alpha. We're rich in love.
Yes, we are. Now, 1980. Do some buying for that team too.
269, obviously.
Sure.
Does this follow the same basic formula for food consumption?
Theoretically.
Then 18.
It is a remake of the same version. Are we going to do the same numbers here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 213, 90, 110. All right.
All right. Let's see how this goes. We have Schrodinger's colonists. They're not really immigrants. They're not really colonists. Oh no! Oh, wow, that's a lot of bullets.
Yep. Like I said, $1
Alright.
to 50 bullets.
We obviously are going to hunt.
All right. So we'll do this first with the 1975 version. All right, I really hope I'm up to this. Cool.
I guess we want to eat well, since getting sick would be bad. But we do have a lot of supplies.
All right. Now, I do not know without looking at the code how much food we got off this big one. Oh. Whew. Caught me off guard with that one. Okay, so for that first turn, we made a net of 24 units of food. Looks like we used up 36 bullets, so 18 and 18 would be my guess for each of those exchanges. And clothing, we lost 6 in the what I would assume is the animal attack. And we got a mileage of 164 out of it, so a little bit shy of a tenth of the trail length of 2040. Now, shall we see how 1980 fares?
Indeedly-do, neighborino.
Here's the difference. Now you notice where RNGesus comes in. Varying speeds here. That animal is changing its pace. And there's travel time to consider. So right about the 6th tree is fairly reliable. Maybe a little past that. Again, depending on how quick the animal decides to run. Okay, so that was enough to get 20, so I hit 2 of them, so 10 per, so 38. So
yeah,
now we
things are not looking nearly as good for us in the 1980 version because we used more bullets and got less food, and we can rely on food.
Yep. And we
Last.
used... I forget how many times I shot. I should have been paying attention, but we used 40 bullets, it looks like. Now, knowing 38 at this point, how do we want this team to eat?
Moderately.
Okay.
I'm starting to get concerned for the food supply.
Yeah, so moderate uses 18 here. And yeah, go ahead.
It looks like we'll only have like 300 odd pounds of food from bullets at this rate. Which sounds like a lot, but how many days do we think we're going to be traveling?
Well, to my knowledge, this game goes 10 rounds. Regardless of your mileage, if you make it through 10 rounds, you win.
Oh, so we'll only ever need 180 food at
moderate pacing.
Eating moderate.
At moderate pacing, yes. However...
Oh, okay, cool. So we can continue to eat well until the game becomes smaller.
Provided we get enough food. And remember the increased likelihood of illness with decreased eating.
Indeed, indeed. So we'll eat well.
Yep. So now here's that random event. This one in particular is a slowdown for the entire trip. Terrible for round 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we did get 187 miles out of that one. Little teeny bit better than 1975 is doing. Okay. So round 2. Now we have the option to stop at a fort, which, since neither team has any money, is kind of kind of useless at this point, right?
Indeed.
So, our usual two choices for the rest of the game.
We will always hunt.
Okay. Now, I'm sure that cuts away a little bit of mileage as opposed to if you were to outright continue, because you got to take time out of the day to do this.
That's fine. I always want to have like a 2-day supply of food before we just start. Before we just start continuing on without stopping to get more food.
Sure. I mean, after the last one, we see what's a smart move.
Eating well?
Hey, why not? We got another big one, so that's assumedly a lot of food. Okay, so a couple things happened here. This time we make an even bigger net, 32, after eating well. Bullets, we only used 14. I'm wondering if it's time-based, like how many milliseconds or hundredths of seconds or something time-related, I'm sure.
It looks like we have like 14 days worth of clothing left.
I don't... Well, clothing has not gone down since the previous round. I think we only lost the clothing we did because of the animal attack. We were at 80...
Sorry, you broke up there. Because of what?
Yeah, clothing was at 84 at the beginning of the previous round. So I'm thinking the 6 clothing we lost was because of the animal attack.
Oh, alright.
That's my guess thus far, because if clothing did wear down, we would have lost some points here.
Indeed. Alright.
We did, however, lose the 5 points for the bad illness for supplies, which is
Yeah,
still
that's
fine.
what it's for.
Yep, which is still it's oops insurance basically. Okay, round 2 for 1980.
Fight!
Hey, now we're starting to get somewhere. I sped up. 4.
This concept of shooting at a deer you cannot see is so strange. I think we can afford to eat well this time.
Yeah, I think so.
Eating well is how much food? 30, 36?
Lower than that, I believe. I'll take another look in just a second.
So 56.
Yeah, I'm working out my bullets right now. I lost 40 both times, and I believe I fired 5 times each, so each shot is 8 bullets, if that's the math they're going by. Alright, eating moderately cost us 18, eating well costs us 23. Oh, shit.
Bandits attacking. Luckily, we have plenty of bullets.
Yep.
Oh, no, it's this horse manure.
Too quick. Come on, speed up. Gotcha. Interestingly,
I don't think they took anything.
Interestingly, that didn't cost us any bullets. Huh. Well, at any rate, 393, so despite what was claimed as a permanent slowdown, Team 1980 is still well ahead of 1975.
Well, they're just manufacturing more fuel-efficient oxen
It would
by the
seem.
turn of the decade.
Indeed. Okay. All right, do we still want to hunt?
With 74 food in the food bank, I think we can continue on in 1975.
Okay, so let's see how this impacts the mileage as opposed to stopping to hunt.
Well, we will eat like kings!
We eat like kings.
Time and supplies lost. Oh no, 15 supplies.
Good net for mileage, though, 209. We lost... Well, by the same logic, we would have lost 23 for eating well. So we would have lost 10 for food. We lost 500 bullets. And yeah, 15 supplies. All right. And 1980, our move is...
We should hunt.
Yep.
Because hunting is reliable and we need more food before we feel comfortable.
Too fast.
You fool!
Okay, one hit.
That one looked like it was going to avoid it and then realized you're about to shoot the president. Get down, Mr. Dear President!
That should hit. Oh, I'm getting a 6-shot. So it's 6 shots each time. Ah, shit, that won't hit. Oh, yes, it will. Luck. Okay, so that cost us... Well, that did one of two things. Either that cost us 20 to drive off the bandits and 40 to hunt, which would go in line with the previous hunts, or for some reason that took 60 bullets instead.
Who knows? It is unknown and perhaps unknowable. I mean, we could just look at the source code to figure it out if we really wanted to.
Yeah. I'm willing to wager 2040 so far.
The source code you handed me, is that for the 70 version or the 80 version?
Theoretically, both.
Theoretically.
See, 1980 is just somewhat of a graphical update to the original mainframe version, which is that source code.
Like, I can see. I'm looking at the 70s version because I'm looking directly at the code for type in bang.
Yeah, but at the same time, not much of the generator logic would have been changed. The shooting, absolutely, is different code, but in numerical terms, not so much.
Yeah, but specifically, I'm curious about the code for shooting at the bandits.
Oh yeah. All right, so should we have 1980 eat well, or what's our draw here?
Yeah, they can eat like kings too.
So they can.
And they don't.
Oh, we have a choice. Riders are hostile.
Circle your wagons.
Circle wagons. All right, let's see what that does. I can see that costing us mileage or time, however they decide to word it, because of the time it takes to form the defense. So we're shooting from the circled position. That's probably too late. Gotcha. The riders were hostile, huh? All right.
It would be incredibly tragic if they were not.
True. And notice, too, that the dates have been the same all throughout the process.
Alright,
I don't see that we
going
lost
back
anything.
to the 70s.
Yep. Anybody in chat? Not yet.
By having supplies on hand, by having food on hand, we risk losing it to random acts of dog.
I mean, we risk anything.
Let's continue to see what it's like to continue with 40 food.
All right. What's our
We
eating?
will eat well.
E. So eating well. Yep, eating well costs a straight 23. And we used up 5 supplies for the sling.
Which is fine.
Yep.
That is what it is for.
Mileage is now 750 and 1980.
Let us also continue. Let us eat well. That's what the supplies are for.
Mileage is up to 766, so the lead is diminishing here. And it looks like each turn is a 2-week period. That appears to have cost 8 supplies.
Well, still doing better than the 70s.
True.
People.
All right. 70s.
We should continue and eat moderately.
Okay.
Bang!
Okay. Let's dissect this a bit before we switch over. So, we used up all of our food in that last act of eating.
Those June blizzards.
Yeah. Mileage is now 950,
April
so...
showers bring May flowers, which bring June blizzards. Like my daddy used to say.
Is that how it goes?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, we haven't lost much of any of these things. At least not in terms of percentage. Bullets, it looks like we lost... If my counting is correct, 323. Clothing, we lost 5. Supplies, we lost 10. Mileage didn't suffer much. An exact 200 net gain. And before we deal with their potential starvation problems, let's turn it to 1980.
How much food is eating well? 23?
Eating well is 23.
You can just continue. The crazy kids! Go on, get out of here. Go on, eat up, eat your fill.
Riders do not look hostile.
Continue.
$976. No losses incurred. But now both teams are in very much the same boat.
Das Boot! Load the torpedo tubes! We're hunting water buffalo.
All right. Well, big one would suggest to me that we can afford to eat well, but I don't know for sure.
We can eat moderately and find out.
Okay.
Oh, well, now we don't know.
Oh, there's
Thanks
another.
to the helpful Native American Indian.
Well, there's a little X factor for you. So now we had a gain of 71 food because we ate moderately and lost 18. We don't know which was which. And it looks to me as though 11 bullets were used in the doing. 1,104 miles, so a gain of over 150. Let's see if these suckers are as lucky, huh? Unless you want to just roll on with it.
And just not eat? That's a bold choice.
I mean, that's pretty much the decision here.
I mean, hunt.
Good start.
Good show, old chap. Huh. That one just kind of like ran in place.
I caught him right on the tail.
Yeah. It said direct hit, but I don't know about that. Dang, man! You're 4 for 4.
That ends right. Oh my god. Can I do 6 for 6? Oh, no.
No!
Oh, damn. Damn. We got 25 pounds out of it.
Dang, that's not nearly as much as I'd hoped. Well, we'll eat moderately. No, we'll eat well. We'll eat well.
All right.
Gotta watch out for those June blizzards. Gotta eat a hearty meal to shrug off the cold.
Well, once again, Indians, blizzard, all the things are happening. And look at this. Look who has the lead now. Wait, what? How are we at 0? We were...
Blizzard.
The blizzard perished all of our food. You sons of bitches.
Oh, and that was the only food that we'd gotten not from shooting animals. Now we're gonna get scurvy. We needed that corn.
Unfortunately, scurvy doesn't happen until a much later module.
Seriously?
Yep.
They added in scurvy in one of the games?
Yep. One of which
that's amazing.
One of which I hope we'll get to tonight. I'm not sure we will, but we might.
You know, I never considered how obligate carnivores get their vitamin C.
I mean, I somehow...
Maybe it's not a vitamin for them. Maybe they just produce it.
I mean, I somehow have never had scurvy, so can't really answer that for you.
That's because bread is enriched with vitamin C, iron, and niacin in the United States.
Well, good enough. Okay, 70s.
Just first star to the left and straight on till morning. Eat like the kings we are.
Smaller gain of miles this time, 118.
Meanwhile, in the 80s...
In the 80s, I think we better start shooting.
Yep, ask questions later.
Ask questions never, because fuck that courtesy. Right in the ass.
Who am I to be asking questions?
No.
That was way too early.
Yep. That was also early. But he sped up enough that I got him right on the tail. Nope. Too late. He sped up on that last tree. But somehow, we got more food off of less hits.
Well, I guess we'll eat well.
Ford the river!
It didn't even give us a prompt of what we wanted to do, so I'm not sure you could have paid a ferry to bring you across the river.
Nope. That doesn't begin until the next module.
Ah. And again, no food.
Yep. Okay. Next turn. We've all just celebrated Independence Day. Now what?
Well, I think we can just continue on. We've got the food for it. We can eat well.
Ford the... Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, that was damaging.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well, we're not going to let anybody starve, are we?
No.
Okay.
You know what song this is getting stuck in my head?
What's that?
Ooh boy!
Oh my god, this isn't good. These animals are fucking with me hard. Come on, give me one. Thank you. Oh god.
We're not eating well today. Oh no!
What?
No!
Hold it. Hold the fucking truck. Wait a minute. Now, I'm looking at my food number. That don't read 0. What the fuck? Hold on. What's this now? Is there something in this code that says if your food count is so low, you're dead?
Evidently.
Okay, let's see this.
You ran out of food and starved to death. So starved
Alright,
would be
so...
the thing to search for. So this is line 560.
5060.
Sorry, 5060. So 5060. So if you find...
If I find go to 5060.
If food is less than or equal to 13, then you starve to death.
Oh my god. One more hit would have saved us. Jesus. Well,
Would have saved you. I have long identified as a 1970s run of Oregon Trail.
that's because you jumped on the bandwagon. Huh?
Uh,
Yeah? Huh?
I see what you did there.
Well, we may as well wrap this one up over here then.
I don't need a minister.
No.
I do want an obelisk erected in my honor, so yes.
You want an erection in your honor? What?
I mean, it would be flattering. It's not necessary, but it would be flattering.
Right.
Would you like to inform the next of kin? Yeah. Actually, no. Say no to that.
But your Aunt Sadie in St. Louis is worried about you.
Worried about you.
Well, that didn't work out. So, let's see how 1970 ends.
Man, are we going to talk about how great Mech was?
Oh, Mech was amazing, and this series is really their proof of that.
Mech also did Number Cruncher, right?
Yes, they did.
I thought Number Munchers, sorry.
Number Munchers, Word
What
Munchers, Super Munchers.
what a great series.
And they also did Amazon Trail, Yukon Trail, Africa Trail.
On a scale from all lives matter to blue lives matter, how racist was Africa Trail?
Not very. It was actually quite informative
Okay.
about African cultures.
I guess it'd be on the scale from Black Lives Matter to All Lives Matter to Blue Lives Matter.
Honestly, it was more like All Lives Matter. Although as informative as it was, the game itself handled like shit.
Oh boy, we're dangerously veering close to having to talk about politics.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull out of this one for now.
Yeah, not somewhere I had quite intended to go. So,
I see you going on with our strategy of building up a war chest of food in case of emergency.
no real reason not to. And the mild illness only used 2 supplies.
Mild illnesses can use 2 or 5. Serious illnesses will always use 5.
Yep.
And you need medical attention. Takes, I don't remember, I think 15.
A lot. So we're talking like gunshots, stabbings, anything the bandits can do to us.
Oxenger's leg, not ox.
But it's very late in the game, so that won't hurt us too much.
Yes, I see we burn our clothing to stay warm.
Check the clothes. Actually, no, it was 39 at the beginning of last time, too. That didn't burn for that event. But I would like to know what's the threshold for enough versus not enough.
22 plus 4 times random.
Oh, so it won't tell us. Hey, we got there.
That's funny.
And the ending is unbelievably...
It says, Brr, you... Then it checks to see if you have enough clothing. And it either does don't, or just have enough clothing to keep you warm. But I like that it says it and then pauses to check.
Yep. So this is it. This is our good ending.
All right. Well, there we go.
That was the
Alpha and I and our 3 beautiful kids, and our 269 oxen, are going to have a beautiful and prosperous life ahead of us.
Indeed. And now we are going to set up for the next module, which, since we've explained certain fundamentals, will go a little faster and a little smoother. We shall be right back. Stay tuned.
After the messages, we'll be right back.